And welcome back. As promised, it's Theater Day here at this day, and we want to welcome from the Renaissance Theater Company, Sarah Jane Finch. I keep telling people I have to come to rehearsals. Thanks for coming. Tell us a little about the Renaissance Theater Company for folks who don't know anything about it.
Okay, hi, thanks for having us. So yeah, I'm Sarah Jane Finch. I started at Renaissance Theater Company in about 2019, but they were started in 2015 by Jeremy and Jennifer Golden, who wanted to bring quality, affordable community theatre to all of South Orange County.
Okay.
So they've performed in Laguna Niguel, Laguna Hills, Aliso Viejo, and we're currently using Aliso Niguel High School Theatre.
Right, over there. That's kind of close to Laguna Niguel.
Yeah, it's kind of all covering that kind of area. They were hoping to get a space of their very own, and we secured a space during COVID, but obviously things happen, and
no audience.
No audience, no space. That all fell through. So we're still currently on the hunt for a permanent building that we can use as our own, because the high school is wonderful, but there's 4 other shows happening there. We can only do one weekend of shows at a time because of scheduling and things like that. So ideally, a space that could be all of for RTC to enjoy would be great.
Now, do you guys do all original works, or you do a mix of things? I know you don't do all originals because you have a couple shows coming up, but is it a mix of original work locally?
They try to do classic works that are still have modern themes and things that are relevant today. So they've done Shakespeare, they did Hamlet in the past, they did The Importance of Being Earnest as well. So kind of classic works that can be reimagined and brought to a modern audience is kind of where their path is.
Now, even more modern than that, we had Steel Magnolias coming up on January 26th. Tell us a little bit about that performance.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm actually directing Steel Magnolias, which is amazing opportunity to have. And most people have probably seen the film from the 1989
That's what I
movie.
remember. I haven't seen the musical, or I don't know if it's a musical or
it's
just a regular
straight play.
A straight play. Okay, there we go.
So yeah, the movie was super successful and popular. It was actually written as a play by the author Robert Harling. Based on true story, he actually lost his sister to complications with diabetes after her pregnancy. And he started to write it really quickly as like a grieving process, as a short story, and that suddenly developed. He was like, no, these voices need to be heard. It's based in the South, so all these wonderful, strong Southern female characters that he grew up around. So he turned it into a play that was really successful, but he wrote it as a serious play. Obviously, it's about the death of his sister. But audiences laughed when it opened, and everyone, because the characters are so truly written.
They're so fun.
Yeah, they're so fun, they're so real that audiences related to them and their relationships and enjoyed it. So it's very similar to the movie, but there's only 6 female characters in the play. There's no men like in the movie, and all the action takes place in Truvy's beauty salon.
Okay, I didn't know that. So that's the whole core.
The whole
of it, right?
core
that's
is it. These women go every Saturday morning to get their hair done at Truvy's, and it's about their life and their friendship and their loyalty to each other and how they overcome life's hurdles.
Okay, so in terms of the company, is it a kind of a small company? Do you do you act as well as a direct, and do you do a little bit of everything? Do you bring in extra actors when you have a larger production, or how does it work?
Yes, so we're always looking for volunteers on and off the stage. So auditions were open for this show, so anybody could have showed up to audition. And we are run by a staff of volunteers. So everything from social media marketing to front of house to fundraising to props, costumes, set design, all the things that go into a production that people maybe don't think about are all volunteers. So if anybody would like to join us, we would be more than grateful to come see us.
Come see the show and then sign that volunteer sheet.
Come see the show, sign up. Or lots of information is available on our website, which is rentheatreco.org. And yeah, we'd love to have more people come join us.
Okay, terrific. Now, you guys said you're looking for a permanent home. Is that something that is ongoing, or is there funding for that, or you're looking for donations, or how is that going to work?
We would love some donations. We are constantly on the lookout for donations. don't have any funding, so every show we do has a very small budget, and we use all of that, and then we try and fundraise in order to be able to produce the next show. So if there was anybody that happened to have an empty space that could be turned into a theatre, we would fundraise, we would make that happen somehow.
Okay.
But yeah, a donation of any sort would be amazing. And it's an ongoing, they've been searching since they started back in 2015 for a permanent space, because you can use the community centre and
those
the
are just
park,
rentals, you know. You can't really own that space. You can't have it whenever you want it,
and
right?
you have to pack away everything at the end of every one, and there's only certain shows that you can kind of do that are adaptable in those situations. So the hunt for a permanent space kind of around Laguna Woods, Laguna Hills, Aliso Viejo, Laguna Niguel would be amazing.
Okay. Now, you also encourage people to get into, you want the monetary donations coming in, but also you have a fundraiser come up on March 9th.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about that.
Do. It's going to be really fun. So it's kind of like a little sneak peek to our summer musical, which is Anything Goes.
Which is an old classic.
It is. It is. I'm excited. I don't personally do musicals because I don't sing, but I love watching them and joining in. But I know we have super talented people in South Orange County that will be doing an amazing show. So you're at the fundraiser, there'll be some performances from the show, there'll be food, there'll be drink, and a silent auction. So there'll be lots of fun stuff happening.
Okay. And do you have a certain goal? Do you guys have a number in terms, like, you know, sometimes like we need X amount of dollars for this project, or is it just one of those where you're kind of creating this war chest for the purchase?
Yeah, it's kind of a constantly ongoing, like if anything is more than what we need for the next show, that will go into finding this new space where we can really create RTC's permanent home. It's just we're grateful for anything and everything.
And I know you said, you know, people say, oh, well, you're all volunteers, you're all doing this, but the spaces aren't free, the costumes aren't free, the set design, the construction. I mean, there are some real costs even in doing community volunteer stuff.
And the rights as well.
Rights to plays.
All those things cost so much money. And so everything, it comes together, and just the cost of ticket sales doesn't cover the price of going to the theatre alone, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, let's recap real quick before we go. Steel Magnolia is going to be on January 26th, three shows.
Yes.
Tell us all about it real quick, one more time.
So it's Friday and Saturday night starting at 7 p.m, Sunday at 2 p.m. Tickets available at the door or online. It's a wonderful show with a really talented cast. You don't want to miss it.
All right. Sarah Jane Finch from Renaissance Theatre Company, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
When we come back, we'll be talking to Lucy Arnez from the Barclay Theatre. Stay with us.